Well, honey, this is not the same port we were in a year ago. This is Yokohama Harbor, not Tokyo. But we are going into Tokyo, and I'm going to find my way around to some places that I've not been to before. Probably hopping on the metro or the Yamanote line or something like that. I have to admit, I've expressed some concerns about the attitude towards otaku. Not that I'd be worried for myself, because the Japanese are unfailingly polite, tatamae, you know. But I always wonder about the honne behind it all. And so I am not dressing in t-shirt and jeans so that I look like, some stereotypical otaku, nor am I going to wear a suit and tie like the salaryman. So I am gonna go as an American dad, because that's what I am, and let them make their own decisions as to what I am. So just leaning on that whole tourist look, I suppose. And we'll see where it goes from here. Don't know how this is going to work as far as the evening. My tour is supposedly 7 hours long, and an hour plus to get there, an hour plus to get back by coach. And then we have 4 hours or so to wander the city. And like I said, I'm going to be taking the metro to a few places. Whether I can do that in the evening as well remains to be seen. And whether I have the battery power, both personally and in the camera, also remains to be seen. So here goes, and wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. Okay, note to self, we are in port for 2 whole days and need to get on the ship no later than 6 p.m. tomorrow. So there will be time to do stuff tomorrow as well. Still not sure about Tokyo nightlife and how that's going to work out, but at least we've got that going for us, which is nice. We missed the hallway we were just ascending on our way down to the main line here. Just gone through immigration, it handed us our passport copies back, and hopefully we're good to go at this point. Now we've got a ride of an hour and something, and that's when we're dropped off at Shibuya, and then left to our own devices. So, let's see how this is going to work. Well, 11 o'clock, and we have landed in Shibuya. Landed, okay. You know what I mean. And we're just about to wander about, or more to the point, we're going to be herded to our meeting point where we need to be come 3:45. We're just about to scratch the surface of this big city. We're right by the Shibuya Scramble Square, and as usual I say, as if I'm accustomed to it, but as expected, it is way crowded here. So, all right, here we go. The Shibuya Scramble. It looks a lot different from down here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And it doesn't take that long to cross either. So I got no complaints. Now I can find the rest of the gang.
And here we are at the statue of Hachi-ko, right outside the Shibuya Scramble.
I'd start off by saying the legend goes, but it's no legend, it's actual truth, that a professor at the, I think it was a professor at the university, would always come to the Shibuya station on his way home from work, and his faithful dog Hachi would meet him here. Unfortunately, one day he suffered a heart attack and died on the job. These things happen. But the dog stayed here and waited for him day after day after day for years, and has been taken as a symbol of fidelity ever since. It's why when couples meet on dates here in Tokyo, they meet at Hachi-ko, and why it's become something of a meeting point in general. That and the fact that it's right by one of the biggest squares in Tokyo, it makes it pretty easy to meet here, and we'll go from there. It's why everybody meets here, because everything's going on right at this point. Then we head out to places unknown. To be fair, there's a lot going on here in Shibuya. I might just take my time going through here before trying to hop a train. We'll see. Okay, and now we begin the craziness. I don't even know where to begin here. But it doesn't really matter. No matter where I went, I wouldn't know where to begin. That's kind of part of the point. I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I want to see. I just want to go places, and what shows up, shows up. And we'll take it from there. Oh my gosh. It just goes on. So, there is an intersection here going in this direction, and let's not forget this one, even though I think that's fairly unincorporated. There's very little going on there. So we just keep going for a bit. Again, I still want to get on the subway or the Yamanote line or something like that. That's another thing. I don't know how to get from one train to the other. But here we are. I hardly need to tell you that there's no end of streets to go down here. It's like an internet rabbit hole except with stores and bars and restaurants and, well, yeah, pretty much everything you can imagine. And this is just Shibuya. Motorcycles? Okay, I've come out at another major street, and I think I'm still in Shibuya. It's just not on the interior with all the little shops. This is by the bigger box stuff, and there's quite the crowd to deal with. I'm gonna wait for some of it to go by and then head back down to the scramble, to be honest. I'm thinking I can make my way to the station and then work my way along from there. It's not like I'm looking for anything particular from here as such, although there's this sort of feeling like I need to show what I'm walking past as I'm walking past it. There's not that there's anything necessarily here that's grabbing my attention. But if you want your attention pulled around like taffy, this is the place to do it, that's for sure. Forget 47 prefectures in 47 days. Try 23 districts in 23 days, and you might just get Tokyo down. No promises, though. And another road beyond which I don't really intend to take, but it's just like you gotta see this. Heck, I thought Tower Records went out of business years ago, but I guess they still exist here. It is a bit overwhelming. And this is coming from somebody who's not in any hurry to get anywhere. Imagine trying to get somewhere with, oh my, yeah, all this crowd that is just about past me, going the other direction. I think I'm gonna just stay put for a moment while it all goes by. And I gotta swing it out of the way every so often to avoid hitting somebody. Back in Shibuya, and I've got a little more than an hour to kill before we meet, and I am out the wrong exit, I'm pretty sure. But that's okay. I can probably just turn around and find myself back where I need to be. Besides, I still need to find myself someplace to eat. Certainly need to drink something because you can tell my throat is just parched. And we'll finish up by having ourselves a time here. I'm gonna tell you right now, honey, this doesn't seem familiar either. It's like, I know I went into the entrance of the station right by the statue of Hachi-ko, and now I can't find that exit that takes me right there unless I need to go over these. My gosh, I am completely turned around, I'm pretty sure. Oh boy. Well, maybe if I get up a few steps, maybe if I get up a floor or two, I'll have a better perspective. I'm just realizing I'm walking on the stairs like an American on the right side, and I'm running into people because they're walking like Japanese drive on the left. So we're coming into conflict. I have to drive on the wrong side of the road, even as a pedestrian, because that's how it works. It never crossed my mind that that would be a thing. And yet here we are. Well, I think this vantage point is helping. I'm pretty sure that where I want to be is way over there. And okay, I think I can do this. I did wind up way over from where I thought I was, though. Turned out that was a bit of a mirage. I got to the spot I thought I saw, and I guess I need to go all the way over there. But at least I'm going in the right direction, I guess. Let's see where this takes me. I keep making the mistake of waiting for the crowds to die down before moving on. They never do. It's just there's no end to them, and it's just chaotic. So, yeah, I don't like having to pull my way through to places, but it seems like there's almost no other choice. But here I am, so there's that. Give me the chance to set that down for a moment. There aren't that many places to rest here, oddly enough. Or more to the point, there's too much of a crowd to find any place to rest. So, but I'm right next to Hachi-ko and way too early. So, right by this goodest of boys, I think it was, I think you'd be happy to be spread out just a little bit. Obviously, there's nowhere near the statue, of course, but we're gonna put you right here in this plant. One more time. There we go. And you can be by Hachi-ko. And maybe you spotted him on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge. Who knows? Not the one here in Tokyo, of course. The one they say that exists to reunite owners with their dogs. Maybe you've seen his owner. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that works, but in any case, you're a little bit here in Shibuya, and welcome. All right. Well, now that I've taken care of my thirst, and I wound up violating another rule, was after I bought the drink and was walking down one of these streets, I saw a poster saying, "Do not drink in the street." I'm like, well, I could have stood to see that, you know, like right at the vending machine when I was gonna buy it. Yeah, there it is. There's another poster like that. And I'm just gonna like, well, I wish I'd have seen that sooner, but yeah, here I am. Another rule violated. Oh well, at least I didn't get caught, so I didn't get ticketed or anything like that. I'm just kind of wandering around Shibuya, trying to decide whether to eat, because at this point it's after 3 o'clock. And we have to meet at 3:45 and then take the bus back to the terminal. At which point I'm gonna have to decide for myself whether I want to try and ride the subway in from Yokohama, which is going to be another interesting experience, but an experience nonetheless. And whether I want to charge my phone up in the meantime, because I'm sure I'm wearing it down now. So at this point, I've got Shibuya and Akihabara under my belt, but I haven't been to Shinjuku and Kabukicho. So I'm going to try and do that and see where that takes me later on. I don't think I'm footsore or anything like that, so I think that'll be fine. The question is, how am I going to be in terms of hunger? I really had a light breakfast, and I haven't eaten anything since. And apart from that one beverage, that's it. Again, I haven't been doing any intermittent fasting until now either. So this is probably good for me to do this. But, you know, it's like, when I'm here, I really should get something. But I think at this point, I really have to rule it out until I get here and I have basically all the time in the world. Or at least, you know, before midnight to catch a train back. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, we didn't go through here on the way out. Not that I mind, but this doesn't look familiar at all. So let's start with something unfamiliar in terms of the evening then, because this is just going to get more unfamiliar as time goes on, I should think.